We're good to go? Okay. All right, so I don't know, let's take it back and we'll take it all the way back. October, I think it was Halloween of 2021. And David called us. He said he wanted to take out some of his cars, and you know, we thought some, and then we pulled out 55 cars. We did the pyramid formation, and it was amazing. It was amazing to see all these cars. It was nuts. It was raining all day, and we had like a Cullinan running back and forth. We were picking up cars, and it was nuts. The whole thing was crazy. You know, we all decided by the end that we're going to turn this into a yearly tradition, right? This has to happen every year, and we're going to call it the Davcars show. September 10th, 2022, 2 a.m., we made our way over, got to Montreal, 7-8. It's a usual trip. It was me, Marlon Shaw, and Indujan. We head over to the meeting location. Everybody was just kind of getting their walkie-talkies and going over some sort of a game plan. And then we had 4 Cullinans come in. One of them was Avo's Novatech, and then 3 of them were David's cars. And David's like, you know, one of these is yours. And first thought in my head was, which one has a sunroof? And he's like, that one. I think it was the black one. I'm like, okay, then I guess the black one is mine. It's the camera car, it's the lead car. We stay in the front, we try to catch all the content. Now the other 3 were bodyguards, right? When you're doing something this crazy, obviously safety first, right? We want to make sure that the cars are secure, people aren't getting in between, trying to do something dumb. So we had the 3 cars in the back, and we still didn't know what was coming out. Right, we didn't know what was gonna happen next, and then yeah, I mean, next thing you know, we all made our way down to the parking lot and pulled out the cars, and boy, was it heavy. I mean, we're talking $50 million in cars, and this lineup was so stacked. I mean, excluding the Cullinans. It wasn't your regular lineup, you guys. Like we pulled out $50 million. I mean, no, David pulled out $50 million worth of cars. And when these cars came out, I mean, we parked them around the corner just to go over the formation on how we're gonna travel. And it was nuts. You had 4 LaFerraris, one of them being an Aperta. That's the one that David was driving. He had a Porsche 918. You had a Bugatti Chiron, and then you had a Bugatti Chiron PurSport. And then you had 3 of the Lamborghinis. You had the Sian coupe, Sian Roadster, and his recent pickup, which was the Countach, right? Plus the 4 Cullinans, of course. It was nuts, and we were just gonna get orange juice. So that's how it all started. The whole thing was to get on the highway, get to Gillette, and you know Gillette is like, it's like the best orange juice in the world. Every time I go there, I pick up 3 jugs, bring them back to Toronto, and I love that place. But, you know, that was the plan. The plan was just orange juice. Now, I had to go over my game plan to make sure that I could get the drone up. I could get, you know, we specifically wanted highway drone shots. So the drone flying the cars in traffic or on the highway driving. And we miscalculated, and it turned out that it was rush hours. So we got stuck in a red spot. And then, I mean, that's where I made my, I think I made a reel that went absolutely crazy, had over 1 million likes, and it was basically the 4 or the 3 LaFerraris coming around a Toyota that was stuck in between our fleet while we were trying to get on the highway. And it was amazing because, I mean, obviously that footage is sped up for the reel, but the original content was just me laughing. So I'm standing out the roof of this Cullinan, and I'm laughing, and I'm telling the guy, I'm waving at the guy, I'm trying to tell him get out the way. David's waving at him. David's like, get out, what's going on? Yeah, I mean, the guys are like, okay, screw this, we're just gonna go around, and you just see the Ferraris appear out of nowhere, and the Bugattis start appearing in the background. And it was just a vibe. The whole thing was a vibe, and yeah, so we ended up on the highway, got stuck in a gridlock, and it was so slow that I got out the Cullinan and I sat in the trunk. I popped the trunk, left the hatch open, and then I got a lot of the content from there. Just to shoot the cars, but we couldn't get all the formations because David wanted all the cars to switch. So the front row would switch, and then the next three cars would go up, and then the next three, and so on. Tough catching it because we had so many people around. Along the way, we also picked up a bunch of car spotters and photographers, content creators. Everybody was in their cars trying to chase us. We had people who were trying to be part of the fleet. We had this Tesla driver, and he just didn't leave us. He didn't leave us the whole time. He just, in all my pictures, you just have this white Tesla, and it just hung around the whole time. Along the way, we got to a spot where I could get out and get the drone up. We made it to Jalep, and over there it was crazy. Everybody's getting their orange juice, cars are lined up, people are stopping, just the way it should be. I mean, so it's a pretty hectic lineup. And from there, David's like, hey, we got to get that picture, the pyramid, right? I said, yeah, of course. So he ended up finding an empty lot right up the street. And we got to the lot, and David arranged the cars. With him, it's very particular on how the arrangement has to be. Every car that joined us on these is there for a reason, and it's all very kind of mathematically planned. And we had so many people watching. We had people across the street. We had an entire crowd to the right of us, and we had to get people to kind of clear off so we can get clean pictures.
All right, guys, this is the main part we're doing right now. The pyramid. I don't know if you guys can see. This is what we came here to do in Montreal. As you see,
we ran into the issue of not having a place to shoot from. So usually in a situation like this, you would have a ladder, or you would have a car you would stand on, or have higher ground, just so you can catch the last row, because there were so many rows. I could shoot dead on, but you'll never get it to the Cullinans. So I was like, David, we have a problem. We don't have a ladder. I don't have a car to stand on. And I'm looking at other people's minivan, and I was like a few minutes away from just approaching them and being like, hey, can I stand on your minivan? And then David looks up the street and he finds a enclosed trailer, one of those car delivery trailers, and he's like to Mohammed, he's like, Mohammed, go check whose trailer that is and bring it here. And Mohammed's like, yep, on it. So he left, and then 5 minutes later, their trailer is parked in the place where I'm supposed to shoot it from, where I'm supposed to shoot from. And I was like, what? So it turned out Mohammed actually knew the driver. Now, the driver didn't know what he was getting himself into, because he pulled the trailer, and it's one of those enclosed trailers where it's kind of a structure with a fiberglass around it. So even if I was to climb up, I could only stand on the structure itself and not the fiberglass, because I could fall through. So, this guy, David's like, all right, David looks at me, he's like, all right, get up there. That should be good. I'm like, yeah, it's good. And then the driver's like, no, you can't get up there because you're gonna fall through. And the car inside, I'm delivering to a client. And David looks at me, he's like, what car is inside? And he's like, Porsche Taycan. And he said, that's okay, I'll buy it. He looks at me, he's like, get up there. So I'm just like, all right. Well, I mean, what about my legs? What if I fall? I mean, it doesn't matter. All that doesn't matter. You gotta do it for the gram, right? So I had like 5 guys push me up, because I'm in no shape to get up there by myself. There's just people grabbing my butt, just pushing me up there. And then finally got up there, got the shot that I wanted. and headed back, and all the cars split up. People were getting stuck in traffic, this and that, but you know, we were still coordinating, and you had like Avo yelling over the microphone, over the walkie-talkies, and he's like, David, you know, his phone was dying from recording all this content. He's like, David, $50 million of cars and not one phone charger, for the love of God. Like, he was losing his shit on the microphone. I was just laughing, and we made it back safe. All the cars were safe. Everything was good. And, you know, just thought I'd make this just for all the people who've been messaging me and about the videos from this day. I still get messages, and it recently kind of got more attention, and I had more DMs of people saying, hey, can you make a vlog? And I didn't have enough content to do a vlog, and I thought the best way to do it would be through me telling the story of how it was to be part of the Davcars show.